not going backwards. They're up there. They're going to be there. And your hope for the best is that these interest rates keep ticking downwards throughout this year. But what does that mean for the average buyer? Property values increase. Basic supply and demand.
My name is Kevin McIntosh, and this is The Closing Table, where we talk to experts about their experience in real estate all across the country. Let's go. Welcome to The Closing Table. I'm Kevin C. McIntosh, and joining us on this episode, we got a very exciting real estate professional who goes by the name of Nick Allen. What's going on, Nick?
Not much, Kevin. How you doing?
Man, doing just fine myself. Thanks for taking time out of your very busy schedule and accepting our invitation to pull up a chair here at The Closing Table. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Happy
Absolutely.
to be a part of it.
Yeah, man. So let's talk real estate. But before we do that, let's get to know you a little bit more, Nick. First and foremost, take some time out, 60 seconds or less. Tell us who you are outside of real estate.
Outside of real estate, I'm a dad. I have a daughter. She's 11, and she's doing a play right now. So she's spending a lot of time learning. Nice. And I have a son. He's going to be 9 next month. His name's Griffin. Daughter's name is Sawyer. And he's in wrestling right now, loving it. Nice. He also plays baseball. I enjoy being a dad. I also have a lovely wife. Her name's Amy. We just got back from Florida, so I'm very cold because I'm in Wisconsin. That's me outside of real estate. Yeah, I can't get over it. My heater at the office keeps kicking on because it's like we're freezing.
Yeah, it's going to blow that temperature. That's funny. Ladies and gentlemen, I told Nick to bring some of that sunshine with him, but he forgot it in Florida. But yeah, man, great traveling. I always love and respect our guests who are family oriented, man. So, father, yes. Man, I got to tip my hat off to you, me being a father myself, man.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about your business. You got your sign behind you. You had to make sure everybody saw it, Real Estate Nerds. Let's talk about your real estate business. Just describe it as much as you can. Everybody has their own system. Talk about how long you've been licensed, any achievements, what you consider your specialty or niche.
I'm in my 11th year being licensed in the state of Wisconsin. Real Estate Nerds was my brainchild that I created after working for some big companies for years. Real Estate Nerds, we opened in June of 2018, and we wanted to be different than everybody else. As you can see, I'm just wearing, a little fleece and my hat, and I like to be laid back doing real estate stuff. Basically, you come to us, you're going to have fun. It's not all contracts, suits and ties. Mm-hmm. We like to make it more interesting, to say the least. Real Estate Nerds is just a brand that coincides with who we are at heart. We're a little nerdy because we follow stats and trends and everything else, but we're also fun, and we make it different, definitely different.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 100%. And I like that, man, because let me just go ahead and tell you from an outside perspective, Real Estate Nerds is a brand name. My initial reactions to it, thinking, obviously, nerd, smart. So I'm like, they're very intelligent in something. What do they nerd out about? Real estate, of course. So these are people who are very passionate, analytical, data-driven professionals when it comes to real estate. That's just what I think. So I think the name just, if that's who you are as individuals, then it makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense, man.
You hit it on the head. I mean, so I have 5 agents that work with me. And all of us are, were, not so much anymore for me, but I used to be very athletic. And the nerdy part comes from, I got a 4.0 in college. I worked real hard. Oh, but I was also, I was also kind of a jock. So
nice. But, man. Shout out to you. You were juggling the sports and the academics and the athletics. Bro, tip my hat off to you, man.
Thanks.
What's up? All right, so we talked about it briefly. Wisconsin. let's talk about it more. Where you are doing your
Yep,
business, where your current market. So I don't know if you do the whole state, but talk about exactly where you service your current market. Just describe it geographically for people who've
sure.
never been there.
Yep. So Wisconsin, it's a big glove, right? So here's the little thumb that's Lake Michigan, kind of, Michigan. And then we're down here, right in the middle, just above the border of Illinois. And sorry, I don't help Bears fans. Hey, Kevin can understand. Anyway, I'm just kidding. One of us will help you. But we're right in the middle, bottom of the state, Janesville, Wisconsin, and we service Rock County. We go to Dane County, pretty much all over. I even have an agent up in Baraboo, which is Sauk County, so Wisconsin Dells area, all of
Right,
that,
right.
and we've traveled everywhere to help people, good people. I
I
don't
love
help
that.
bad people.
I love that. No, facts, facts, right? Listen, first and foremost, Nick, you are a character, man. You are funny. First and foremost, I've never ever seen anyone outside of the state of Michigan describe their state with the hand, with the fist,
See,
with
yeah,
the hand like the only Michigan. You're the first person to describe Wisconsin. I had to think about it. Wisconsin look like a hand? And
yeah,
there is like the Green Bay part area. I think I
uh-huh,
know what you're talking about. It's
yeah.
kind of like the so I get it.
Door
To a
County.
Michigander, it's a stretch. I'm gonna be honest, but I'll give that to you. I give that to you.
Thanks.
But it helps though. So we're talking about the southern region part of Wisconsin on that border
Yes,
of northern Illinois. Got you, got
correct.
you. All jokes aside, got it.
Rock
Okay.
County, Wisconsin. Yeah, that's
Right.
where
So
our office is.
okay. So what's going on in that region, in that market
Yeah,
economically, right? We're talking to real estate nerds about data now. Give us some numbers. What is it looking like? Just
sure.
any numbers regards to real estate in that market.
Yep. So, in our hub, Janesville, which has about 70,000 people, the
Mm-hmm.
average sales price is $283,000. Or I'm sorry, the average list price is 283,000. The average sales price
Mm.
is 286,000,
Mm.
and average days on market is 18.
Mm.
So, things are still moving, and we do have a shortage of inventory. So there are people that are still getting multiple offers on properties.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
as things pop up, we're seeing more and more buyers entering the market now as of 2024. We have clients that are coming back that are like, hey, we're ready again, hitting the ground running in the early part of the year versus waiting until that April, May point.
Yes. Yes, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what I love to emphasize with the guests, with agents. Like the clients, the potential home buyers, even sellers, you should be looking to take advantage during this winter time when it's slow up. Everybody on the normal side or the consensus is going to say, let's wait until the weather gets warm when we're comfortable and it's more convenient. Everybody wants it to be more
right.
convenient. Do it when it's
Yeah.
inconvenient. I'm sorry,
You
I just want to
you
say that.
might be, yeah, it's probably better off for you
Yeah,
to be
facts.
searching in these cold winter months because you
Mm-hmm.
have less competition.
Mm-hmm.
As a buyer,
Exactly.
as a seller, you're still getting top dollar because you see you're listing at a certain point and you're selling for more on average. As long as you price correctly, which is like the number one
Mm-hmm.
thing in real
Mm-hmm.
estate, you
Mm-hmm.
can't be crazy like some
Mm-hmm.
some of the people out there. Um, Hey, man, I'm as real as it gets. I had a client not too long ago. He's like, "Hey, I want you to list my house, but I want it at this price." And I said, "No, that's you're dreaming. I'm
Yeah,
not going to do that. I'm not going to
gotta be
list
real.
a property that I know isn't going to sell, waste my marketing dollars, waste your time. That property's down $25,000. It was listed by somebody else, and it started at his price, and now they're getting back down to where I was."
Exactly, exactly, and that's why I like that you started off by talking about the difference between list price and sale price. Sales like what 283 list
Yep.
price, 286 actual sale price. There's a big difference, and you have to price it right. You price it right, it could go above. More than likely, it could go above that price
Yeah,
once they're
we're
closing. So
averaging, 1%. It's just over 1%.
Hey, but
Uh,
it's a couple $1,000 though. It'll make a
exactly.
difference. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. No, I love that. See, they didn't believe me when I said it. Coming from a real estate nerd, now everybody wants to believe it. All right,
They I they don't believe me either, Kevin.
right, right. That's funny. All right, so you actually own another business outside of real estate, a
A few.
diagnostic medical sonography business. That's one of the ones that I
Yeah.
saw that stood out. First
Yeah.
of all, let's talk about that Bonjour Baby Ultrasound. Talk about how
Correct.
you feel like that shaped your perspective in real estate and
Oh
any of your
man.
other businesses.
Yeah. So my wife and I started that company in 2016, the very beginning.
Mhm.
So that one's been running for 7 years now. Uh,
Nice.
Basically, pregnant women come to that business. They see my wife. She scans them, does an ultrasound, shows them their babies, and they get to see them in 3D or 4D, which is just 3D live motion. And these babies look very, very real nowadays on ultrasound. Now, Kevin, I know you said you're a dad.
Hmm.
Did you get an ultrasound like that with?
Yes, we did get the 3D and the 2D. Yes, ultrasound. Yes,
Okay.
we did. You caught
Yeah.
me with 4D when I heard that. Like, whoa, where we
Yeah.
going?
That's why I said what it was.
Yeah,
Most people are like, what is 4D? What?
I
That's not
know.
even a thing.
Yeah.
It's just their fancy way of saying 3D in live motion.
Right, right.
So, yeah, she's been doing that for years. Long story short, she and I, in the economy tank of '08, decided to go back to school for diagnostic medical sonography. A dream was born, brought it to Wisconsin, and now, she's got a new machine on the way, state of the art. Not that our other machine is bad. You can go on bonjourbabyultrasound.com or check out her Instagram, Bonjour Baby Ultrasound, and check out these awesome pictures that she gets. But this
Nice.
new machine costs more than a truck, and
Oh, okay.
it is going to blow people's minds.
Ooh. Oh
Yes.
man, I could just make up so many instances. Probably like show your baby growing up inside the womb, go from a baby to an
Right.
adult in the womb.
Yes.
What it'll look
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
It's just something
exactly.
crazy. But nice. I love that though. So you said you have that amongst other businesses, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Let's talk about how do you feel like any of your skills from your other businesses can translate or has translated or benefited you in real estate?
Yeah. Well, one of our other businesses, actually, two of them are real estate investment companies. So when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to whether you want to do an Airbnb or you want to invest in property for, future, or you want long-term rental, short-term rental, build a portfolio, no matter what it is, I've done it.
Right.
Whether you want to buy something and flip houses and make money on it, I've done it. So that aspect of my other business has really helped me with the investor clients that we do have, helping them make solid and sound investments so that they're not coming out the other end negative. They're always positive.
That's nice, man. It's like
Yeah,
full service real estate, man. You can help,
you got
help
it.
them from purchasing a home to investing to, short term rentals, long term, all of
That's
that.
the goal.
Yeah,
That's
man.
the goal. When I have a first time home buyer, I don't just talk to them about the process of buying a house and what it all takes and how long it's going to take. I talk to them about buying that first house and
Mhm.
investing later in another property and then building from there, because anybody can do this. You don't have to be a real estate investor in order to become uh, financially sound with real estate investments.
Good point. Good
So
point.
it's long term wealth. Anybody that has kids and wants to leave something for their children, I mean, the best thing that you can do, in my perspective, is have investment property, give it to your kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree. But
yeah,
all right, Nick, I gotta play devil's advocate in some way because we gotta keep it real, right? We gotta
yeah,
keep it real. Not everybody's built for the investment side of real estate. Some people can just be
correct.
built to be owners. Some people aren't. So can you
Hmm.
talk about a time? I want to break that down. Can you talk about a time where maybe you did actually your advice and what you helped a first time home buyer client go from purchasing their first home into maybe purchasing multiple and becoming an actual investor? You have any of
Yes.
those instances? And then I want you to talk about the actual differences and characteristics between the average single family homeowner and then an actual active investor.
Yes. So I have a client who started off doing some electrical work at my office,
Mm-hmm.
and we built a rapport. He became a client. They bought their first home from me, and from there expressed interest, and we want to buy an investment property. So they ended up buying an investment property. I told them there's a lot in between, but coached them on this is what, net profit you're going to make per month based on this, and the numbers that are involved. We got to make sure that it's the right property at the right price so that you're going to make money long term.
Mm-hmm.
So, coaching them on that, we found the property. They bought that property. Um, and mind you, they both had full time jobs and still do have full time jobs. They still have that property. They bought that a year ago. Actually, I think it was maybe two now, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
And they, have been through highs and lows. They had a really good tenant that left. They had a horrible tenant that caused thousands of dollars worth
Mm.
of issues. So it's not all rainbows and butterflies, but at the end of the day, they have come out the other side, and they have an investment in a property that's worth way more than they paid for it. And they've month over month generated profit. Um,
Nice.
every month, except for those couple months they had to spend fixing the thing and repairing. The
Mm-hmm.
difference between a homeowner that has a full-time job that's out working all the time and an investor is a lot of times the investor foresees troubles coming and has processes in place in order to fix these issues. They have contractors or property maintenance or even a property management company that will handle those sorts of things versus falling on your own shoulders. Now, that's not to say a homeowner that has a full-time job can't put those places and those things in place,
Excuse me.
because they can. It's just, does it work for you? And that's kind of what we find out, when we sit down with people. What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? And let us guide you.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, no, man, you hit on some great points. The difference between a homeowner and an investor, it's basically having that whole system in place. Make sure you're putting money aside for certain expenses, and you do have in case of emergency system type of thing. So
Yeah,
then that was well said, well executed, and it's some things that people should consider if they are looking to actually become investors. Even when taking care of your home takes some type of maintenance and consistent repairs and things that you have to have a system for anyway, so you kind of just bump that up when you're doing the investment side of it. So I love the
exactly.
way that you explained it.
Thank you.
Right. So speaking of investments though, Airbnbs, which to my
Yes,
knowledge are allowed in your market, which they're not allowed
correct.
everywhere. So
They're
you are
not.
familiar with them. Can you talk about why do you favor short-term rentals as an investment over anything else if you do, just from your personal experience?
Personally,
Okay.
I wouldn't say that I favor them short term. The reason being long term rentals, you know what you're getting every month,
Mhm.
uh, unless somebody vacates or you have to remove somebody.
Okay.
But you have a set amount that you can target every month and account for vacancy. With a short term rental, until you have steady history, you can't account for how much you're going to generate every month. But typically, as long as that property is in a good market for short term rentals, you're going to make more with a short term rental than you are with a long term rental. And that
Mm.
meaning you're going to generate more income over the span of a year with a short term rental versus that same year with the long term rental. Now, the wear and tear typically on a short-term rental is more so than a long-term rental.
Yep, makes
More
sense.
people will be in the place. They have different pathways, or
Mm-hmm.
every single person that goes into that property that stays there short term is going to have different mannerisms, different ways they do things than everybody else. So that means different things get touched, different things are used, and it's happening a lot. Whereas somebody is going in a long-term rental is going to be doing the same thing over and over. So you do have more wear and tear. Things need to be updated. And there's a little more risk involved because your personal belongings are in that short-term rental.
Ooh, all good things. I didn't even think that far about some of those
Oh, we
situations, but
could go even further, but
oh yeah,
we're
I love
limited
that.
in our time.
No, I
Yeah.
love that though. So real quick though, before with your specific market, is there
Yes.
a hot spot, a hot area for Airbnbs or short term rentals, and where would that be?
Yes. And it's where we had two um, for short-term rentals. And please, Lake Geneva residents, don't hate us for it, um, because they are frowned upon in Lake Geneva, the area, because there's
Mm,
more and more popping up, and you do need a certificate from the state. You do need to be uh, granted access to have your property as a short-term rental.
hmm.
So look into those things. Every city is different. They all have different ordinances. Talk to somebody at your local governing body,
True. Yes.
which is everywhere. Whether it's in Wisconsin or anywhere else, you always want to check locally first.
Yeah.
So, but aside from that, yeah, Lake Geneva is a hot spot. Many celebrities, many famous, wealthy people go there.
Mm.
In fact, here's a fun fact for you, Kevin. Back in the day, the Playboy Hotel was in Lake Geneva. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
many
Okay.
years
Good
ago.
tidbit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was and it's known as like the mobster's backyard. Um,
Mm.
there was um, a lot of old school mob activity in that area.
Gotcha.
It's a
Gotcha.
really
Oh
neat
wow.
place. It's beautiful, fun to visit. Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Check it out sometime.
Beautiful. Thanks for putting that on our list of things, places to go, things to do, man. There it
Yeah,
is. All right.
I'll
So
meet you there.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I see you there for real. I want to. How about the fact that in situations, a lot of people may think from the news that corporations are buying up a lot of properties. Why is that a rumor? I've heard it myself, and I think I saw you address this. So, can you talk about it here
Yes.
on this platform? What
Yeah.
is this rumor about corporations buying this, and why do you think it's out there?
I have no idea why it's out there. I think, generally speaking, the media doesn't portray real estate in the best light,
Yeah.
as a general blanket statement. Um, there's a lot of fear in that's set forth in what they put out there.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of times the media puts stuff out there to get a reaction, right? It's all about views and clicks and this and that. Well, if you put out there that these corporations are buying up all this property, uh, people are going to start questioning, oh my gosh, mass hysteria. Well, when you really break down the numbers, it's not even close. Maybe 2% of property is owned by large corporations, which is basically nothing.
Very insignificant.
Yes, it's
Very.
not affecting anybody. Well, I shouldn't say anybody. It could affect some people.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of purchases made, in large metropolitan areas, San Francisco, New York. I mean,
Right.
these are places you're not affording anyway. So,
That's a fact. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, let's be real here.
Yep.
The places they were buying in, not your everyday investor can just go
Yeah.
buy up property.
Yeah. That's a good point too. Yeah.
That's
It's not like
yeah,
corporations wants to buy your little residential homes on the block. They're looking for the big skyscrapers, the arenas,
yeah,
and that type of stuff. I get that.
that's
I
right.
get, but it's so crazy because I have heard that now you might have some businesses, or if you want to call them corporations, that might purchase, a home or two, or might even do a community or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's not, happening to some degree, but to think it's to a point where they're buying, so many corporations are buying so many houses that they're the reason that the prices are raising. It's kind of
Yeah.
outrageous.
It's
So,
not. I mean, ultimately, we can narrow this down to it's called supply and demand.
oh, facts.
Basic economics.
Yeah.
When there's not enough houses for sale, like
Mm-hmm.
now, the price of property increases because it's sought after. Well, and then you incorporate that the interest rates went up last year. Well, we had a lot of buyers drop out because A, they couldn't afford it, or B, they didn't want to spend that much. The
Mm,
sad part of reality is those home prices are not going backwards. They're up there, they're going to be there, and your hope for the best is that these interest rates keep ticking downwards throughout this year. But what does that mean for the average buyer? Property values increase.
yeah.
Basic supply and demand.
Come on, man.
Yeah, your freshman year in your first economics class in
Yep.
college, you'll learn supply and demand.
Yeah, that's funny. No, but that's true, and that is things that people should know, because on the other side of that, it was a point that you said that I want to touch on in regards to it. But yeah, like you should take advantage of the fact that the pool is a little bit empty right now. Take advantage of
Right.
the fact that the pool is empty, and hop into it, and see what's out there. Uh,
Yeah.
from your experience though, I like to get your perspective on what you feel like is the most challenging aspect of the real estate industry as a whole in today's market. Do you have any examples that will exemplify that too, by the way?
Yeah. The most challenging aspect is uh, consumer and customer education. So,
I've
what
heard
we
that.
try to do is educate our clients so that when we go out in the market, they know what's going on and they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I see far too often buyers and sellers out there that don't have a good grasp on the background of what they're doing real estate wise, whether it being getting pre approved and knowing the entire process of buying a property, or whether it's selling a property and finding out exactly how much you're going to get from the sale of the property, weighing out the pros and cons. There are so many people out there, and not to knock the industry, but there's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people in this industry that just look for a paycheck and they're not giving that education to their clients. And that's the number one thing that I find as an issue within this industry is clients and customers are not educated on what they're doing.
That is a lot more common than you would think. I literally have had consistent agents talk about the education part. And it's so crazy in a day like today. Just like I stated before, we're in the age of information. There's
Right.
so many different ways that you can get information. You don't just have to go to the library or go
Right.
read a newspaper or a magazine. You could do Google. You could do, that's just a blanket statement nowadays. You could do
Yeah. Yeah.
TikTok. You could do, ask a professional. But yet
Sure.
people still get to that point of making that decision and just absolutely know nothing.
Right.
So,
Or they don't make a decision because they know nothing.
oh,
And
100% analysis paralysis.
yep, we've come across plenty of
Great point.
clients that have spoken with other brokerages or agents and didn't feel like they got their questions answered,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't feel comfortable moving forward. And so they sat there for 2, 3 years just scared. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, Kevin, 87% of real estate agents fail.
Yeah.
87%
Yeah.
fail. There's
Mm-hmm.
a reason. They themselves don't get educated on what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Within
So,
the first year, 1 to 3 years too. Get them up
yep,
out of there. The process filters. It's a filtration process. It is
yep,
what it is,
it
though.
is.
Yeah.
It really is.
I want you to kind of motivate me and my audience today, Nick. I want you to tell us something that you've consumed that kind of shaped your perspective personally or professionally, whether that be a book, movie, quote, or just
Yeah.
philosophy? Please.
I mean, let's go the philosophy route today. Being that I was a lifelong martial artist, and one of
Mm,
my main inspirations in life is the late, great Bruce Lee. I
come
mean,
on.
how could he not be? This guy is amazing. His philosophy is amazing. I highly recommend, even if you're not into martial arts, read his book, Tao of Jeet Kune Do.
Okay.
Great book, touches on philosophy, a little bit about martial arts in there too. But I mean, it really opens your mind to thinking in different ways.
Love that. Love that. And we love to get sources for content like that. That way we can all look into it. We can all get inspired in different ways from different
Yeah,
perspectives, man.
I
Perfect
mean that
place to
you.
land the plane, Nick.
Yeah, you're not gonna hear that book come out of any other agent's
I know.
mouth.
I know,
But
right?
but another good one, if you are an agent and you're struggling with time management or something like that, is how to accomplish 12 months of things within 12 weeks.
Hmm,
So I forget what it's actually called, but it's just type in 12 months and 12 weeks and you'll find the book.
there you go.
It's a
There you
good one.
go.
It's about time management and getting things done.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I could use that one. Time management for sure.
I need to reread it.
Hey, before we get out of here, let's just have a little bit of fun, man. Off the record, off the closing table.
Sure.
Green Bay Packers versus the 49ers, right? By the time
Yeah.
this comes out, it'll probably be all over. I would love to
Right.
look back on this and see who's going to be right or wrong. Your
Oh,
predictions for
man.
football going forward at this point. Green Bay going against the 49ers, please.
Yeah. Green Bay, young team, youngest ever to win a playoff game.
Yeah.
Average
Yeah.
age 25. That's pretty
Crazy.
young.
That's crazy.
Um, Going up against a pretty stout defense in San Francisco that also
Mm-hmm.
can churn the ball with
Mm-hmm.
McCaffrey,
Mm-hmm.
and our defense has shown up the last couple of weeks here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I mean, nobody gave them a chance against Dallas.
That's a
Nobody's
fact.
giving them a chance against
That's a fact.
San Fran.
That's a
So
fact.
these guys, the sky's the limit. You look at Jordan Love play, he had a perfect rating, 158.3 passer rating over the last game. Yes, I know I'm bringing facts.
Come on,
And
man.
and we've got a young receiving core that's just lighting people up. I think they can do it. It's going to be a test for the defense. That's where we're struggling this year. And
Mm-hmm.
keeping McCaffrey down
Man,
and stopping Brock Purdy. But can they do it? 100%. My
I agree.
guess is it's going to be a very close shootout at the end. We're probably gonna it's gonna be decided within a touchdown, a single score is my guess,
Ooh.
and my hope is that Green Bay pulls it
Of
off.
course. Of course. Of course. And they're in San Francisco, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. But I
Yeah.
need y'all to get the job done.
You
I
guys
gotta
don't
raise
want
my
to see
hand.
him.
We're Lions fans over here. I just want to put that Lions fan represented. We need y'all to get that job done. All right.
Of
We
course you
much
do.
rather y'all get through that than us have to get through that
Right.
at this point. So
Yeah,
I
you
mean
guys
we
were
have
rooting for the Packers when we were playing last week, right? You didn't want to see
dude,
Dallas.
dude. First of all, I have a strong disdain for Dallas Cowboys around here,
Good.
so I'm passionate about. I'm happy that y'all got that, especially in Dallas. But
Yes.
Lions against Tampa Bay, I got us winning that. We already beat them this season. I
Yeah.
got us winning that. I would love to see Green Bay and Lions in the NFC Championship.
That would be awesome.
But
I
we'll
I
see,
think that would
man.
be great.
We'll see. Yeah,
You
we'll
know, I
see.
mean, you got to worry. Baker Mayfield is no joke right now.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out Tampa Bay there. So,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
guys are at home. You'd be
Oh
all
yeah,
right.
yeah, and we love it. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, man. Just have a little bit of fun
Yeah,
off the record, Nick. But thank you again. If you
for
have any
sure.
last words or want to tell people how to reach out to you, please do so.
Yeah, you can hit us up on wisconsinhousesales.com. Feel free to shoot us a message on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you want. We'll answer it. Nobody answers their phone more often than I do. Nights,
Nice.
evenings, weekends. Shoot, I'm traveling. I'm in line Disney World. You got a question, I'll answer it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. And for our YouTube audience, if you've gotten to this point in the video, do us both a favor, hit the like button, share, and subscribe to the content. And if you are listening on Apple, Spotify, or any other podcast platform, do the same. Like, 5-star rating, and also subscribe for our latest content. And Nick, I'm also going to leave our audience with a question before we get out of here, just to get their brains turning.
Sure.
So this is for you, audience. If you became an investor from being a first-time homeowner, what were some of the hurdles that you had to overcome, and what did you learn? Don't tell us now. Leave it in the comments below. Besides
I
that,
like it.
we'll talk to you next time.